shows that you judge every single football club the same. So based on judging every single football club the same, how are you praising a manager like Unai Emery that, by your definition, fouled at Arsenal and has fouled at Aston Villa because he's won nothing? That's why I don't get your praise for him. And
no, you don't. But you didn't listen to what I said about Ten Hag.
And Lee, let me finish. And at the same time, I tell you that I don't judge every situation the same. You say you should. Every situation is the same. You look through the same lens. It's you win or you don't. So my question wasn't about, I think he wants Unai Emery back. I don't think you really mean that. My question is, you praise Unai Emery by your definition failing, and I don't understand it, Lee. That's all my question was.
You don't understand it, Terry, because you don't listen for long enough. I said to you about 20 minutes ago, why don't you just wait and see what Ten Hag does by the end of the season, and then decide whether he's failed? Because he won last season, so he's successful last season because he won you a trophy. If Unai Emery don't win anything at the end of the season, then he's failed. And then he's failed 2 years or a year and a half in a row, he should be gone. Simple as that.
So, Lee,
hold on. I can sit there when I've listened to the amount of BS waffling coming from my football club over a 4-year period where this manager's won nothing in 4 years apart from a trophy at the very beginning. 4 calendar years next year. So in 3.5 years of them, he's won nothing. I've listened to Ian Wright twerking, wheeling out merch. Ian Wright merch. What's the other woman? The rapper's name? Anaconda merch, Nicki Minaj merch. I've listened to Dogs being wheeled out called Win. I've listened to Martin Keown chatting crap. I've listened to puppet journalists chatting crap. I've listened to super fans chatting crap. I've listened to top gooners chatting crap. I've listened to some of your titles and seen your streams and videos. Some of the people you had on the stream at the weekend. Big up, what's his name? Soul, is it?
Soul,
the others, boy, Jesus Christ, mate, too far gone to be saved. Way too coerced. Right, but when I've listened to all of that crap, I ain't seen none of that for that manager at Aston Villa. They have not wheeled out Paul McGrath with merch. They have not wheeled out Gareth Barry with merch. They ain't wheeled out a dog. They ain't wheeling out processes, phases, and Unai Emery, Emi Martinez after the game at the weekend was interviewed on TV and they asked him the question, are you in a title race? He said, Unai's told us we're in a title race. We're going for a title. Now compare that to Newcastle under Eddie Howe last season. Oh no, we're taking it one game at a time. No wonder they didn't win anything. If Unai Emery don't win anything this season, he should be gone. He's had 18 months. See you later. However, I can sit there when my club have been taking the piss out of us, laughing in our faces with dogs and merch and crap like that. And now look at a manager who's been there 15 months and is just beaten us again with a second club now. And is literally right up there in a title race. So I can sit there and praise that. If ultimately you don't win anything, see you later.
I understand. It's not hard to understand once you explain it. But for me, I've sat on here with so many shows with you where you speak about football in this monolith way, where you judge Luton the same way as you judge Manchester City, where winning is winning. And only when I've asked you a question like, would you change your mind on the manager if he wins something? You say, we wait and see if that happens. So if that's the way your stance is and how you look at football, I wouldn't expect to see you praising Unai Emery or this small team in Spain at the top of the league halfway through the season, because it goes against what you say are your fervent beliefs of football. So and that's fine. So I want to ask you questions about it. When I see things that don't make sense to me based on what you say your fervent beliefs are, this is the point on the show where we talk about it, the same as you did it earlier.
How many trophies are available in December?
Lee, that's not the point. That's not the point at all.
Can you win a trophy in December?
But that isn't the point. So but when it comes to would you change your mind about Arteta, it's I'll wait to the end of the season. But you're not waiting to the end of the season before praising someone else that you like more.
Because guess what? He ain't in phase 4 yet, Terry.
And by the way, which is fine, Lee. Which is fine.
4 years, he needs all of his own players.
Lee, but it's fine. But then you disagree with what I say all the time. That you assess Lee, please let me finish my point. But then you call me out when I say, and rightfully so, you're allowed to challenge me. There's no issues with it. You then call me out when I turn around and say, I don't judge every situation the same. And by the way, I want to say this to you. You're right to assess situations differently. You're right to look at the statistics of when Unai Emery's arrived to where he is. You're right that pound for pound, what he is doing this season is better than anyone else from the traditional top 6 because they have a smaller budget. They have a smaller wage bill. Now, if he ends up finishing 10th in the league, then you look at it differently. I think you're right on this. What I'm confused about is that 1 minute it's one thing and football's only about trophies, and unless you're doing it, you're a failure and you're a bum. The next minute you're using someone that's a failure and a bum by your own yardstick to beat your own team over the head with. It doesn't make sense. And just because Ian Wright wheels out merchandise,
hold on.
That makes no sense. That's irrelevant.
The failure in the bum, by the way. Yeah, the failure in the bum. Yeah, has only been a failure in a bum at my football club. Funny that, isn't it? Yeah, because he weren't at PSG, statistically their best manager in history in terms of win percentage. He actually won stuff at PSG. He won stuff at Villarreal. He won 3 in a row at Sevilla. Yeah. So he's not statistically a bum there, is he?
Oh, Lee, I understand that. And I agree.
Yeah. So what you're saying is,
let me finish my point.
Furthermore, no trophies are won in December.
Agreed.
Right? So I can have a look at what he's doing. And yes, it does come into it when it comes to merch and stuff like that, Terry, because they have hidden behind this facade, of backing Arteta to the high heavens, masking all the crap that's happened with results and the 8th place finishes and bottling a title and bottling top 4. Yeah, how dare you wheel out a dog and call it win and laugh in our faces 3 weeks after you bottled a league, mate? Yeah, and all these people that along the way within that 4-year period up until now that have been sitting there gassing up progress, and now the ones sitting in your chat right now laughing at me for gassing up progress. I'm laughing in your faces and you're that dense you can't even see it. Yeah, go and read my tweets about Emery. Yeah, just go and read them. Everything you lot have said to me, I'm using your own words back on you, the same as I used Terry's words back on him for the whole show. Yeah, because all the time I've heard this for 4 years. Why is it different for Emery then? Yeah, and this is the problem. This whole show, but it isn't. Basically been me sitting here laughing at you lot for the shit you've said for 4 years.
This is the point, though. I think, and I get you view it that way, and that's absolutely fair. But people should have, in my personal opinion, different opinions on different situations at different football clubs with different managers. And equally, like you've just said, Unai Emery, you wanted him gone at a certain point, and he failed at Arsenal. And you're right, he hasn't been a failure anywhere else. And maybe, just maybe, it is a fair point. It is a fair point. Doesn't mean it's right, but a fair point to say maybe we were all wrong for wanting him sacked. Maybe if we'd have stuck with him longer, maybe if we would have brought in the new board, the new recruitment team.
Even Tony Adams thinks that.
That's exactly. And that's and Lee, that's where me and you agree. That is a fair argument. But you can't have nuance for one argument and then ignore nuance for 5 or 6 others, because that in itself is the definition of hypocrisy. And that's what gets called out. It is.
So because I'm sitting here using back all these logics and words and phrases and all of this that everyone's used towards me wanting my manager sacked from my football club, and when I sit and do it back, taking a piss out of everything they've said for 4 years, I'm a problem.
No, I don't know if you're a problem.
Well, clearly it is. Everyone in this chat right now sitting there going, "You're
a minute. You're not a problem. You're not a problem. You're not a problem. You're not a problem. No one.
At the end of the day, this lot are so rattled. You've been rattled. The chat are rattled.
I'm not rattled at all. I've enjoyed this. I've absolutely loved every single second of this hour and 47 minutes. I'm not rattled at all. I'm not rattled at all. You know, Lee, you know me personally. You know I'm not rattled. We're going to get backstage. We're going to laugh. What a great show it was. We'll message each other. We do that after nearly every single show that we do. I'm not rattled at all. Yeah, I get a bit irate. I get to talk a bit. My face gets screwed up. That's how I am. I'm relaxed. I've enjoyed.
Everyone, you've been telling me. Everyone in the chat every week's been telling me. Everyone on other platforms has been telling me. For 4 years, it's a process. It takes time. Rome weren't built in a day. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, then on that logic, you ain't using for your own football club. No, and then when I tweet out about Unai Emery saying what phase is Unai Emery in? Yeah, blah 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 blah. If anyone can't see that I am literally sitting there taking the mick out of them for their BS for 4 years, then seriously get off the internet and go and educate yourselves.
So I think those tweets about the phases, I can clearly see that that's a joke.
What phase is the Qatari team in the Frank after 13 games?
Let me keep talking. I understand that's a joke. When you're sitting there saying, if you look at the last 12 months and this and that and the other, and I think the manager's done a better job, I think you mean that. And I think you're right in that regard, or you've got a really good point. So I get that some of your things are taking the piss out of people. The irony is, when I do a clip taking the mick out of somebody, suddenly people in the comments are saying that I'm a bully and I shouldn't be doing that. So it's either we can make jokes on the internet or we can't make jokes on the internet. I don't know what I can and can't do anymore. Let's do some super chats here. This one says, this is from Nathaniel. Long time no see, Nathaniel. Hope you're well, brother. He says, Terry, you are still scared of Epstein FC. My club has lost any standards and now are just vibes. And I've got 10 years of this, of hiring puppet managers and players speaking bullshit, never lower the standards. Yeah, Chelsea's situation is very crazy right now, Nathaniel. I do remember who you speak, although it's been a while since you've been on here. And interestingly, a lot of the media today are saying he's still being backed. But Fabrizio said that the club is saying it's unacceptable, although he's still being bagged. He's under a lot of pressure, Poch. He could go very soon. He could go very, very soon indeed, because 12th is crazy.
Well, not really. He's in phase 1. He's only just got there.
It's crazy. I would rather Arsenal sit their stars tonight than risk their health versus with Anfield at the weekend. We have top of the group locked. Imagine going into this match without the game on Sunday without Saka or Saliba. No thanks. Is what Kevin Lee says.
And then losing to Brighton either way. Imagine that. Are you going to hold them accountable if that's the case? Probably
would you
not.
rather play? So would you rather play a full team tonight or rest a few players?
I'd rather, put the team out there. Maybe not all of them. Maybe mix and match a little bit. I don't think Saka and Martinelli travelled anyway. I'm not sure they travelled. But I'd rather go with a stronger team than what everyone's telling us we should be going with kids. Because you've got to try and rectify that loss at the weekend. You lose again tonight, that's 2 on the bounce. Now the players have had a week off. Then they go again, and be put back in again. How about keep some of them fresh? Go and right the wrongs of that Aston Villa game, where some of them were absolutely abysmal, and actually keep them up to match speed. How many times do we hear Pep and other players and managers saying, we actually like the idea of playing every 3 days? We don't want to rest. It's almost like, we've had a loss, we want to get straight back out there. But now everyone wants Epstein FC out there. So I get in the bin.
I think it's about, again, I think this is about balance. I agree. I think you've got to play a good team. Equally, I think there's a few players you should look to maybe give the legs a little bit of a rest to. Pep, Klopp, Emery are the only ones with the most legit CVs of trophies. The bar is high. Others need to win and prove it. Arteta is still not on that level.
Thanks.
It's a very, very, very fair point. I don't disagree with it. The CV matters. Terry, you are responsible for your post period. I'm responsible for what I post. I'm not responsible for what people say. Because right now, Faisal, if somebody then agrees with you and wishes cancer upon my daughter, is that your fault, Faisal? Of course it isn't. It's on the delinquent that says it. I wouldn't blame you for it, sir, because that's crazy. And Lee, by the way, isn't blaming me for that. And he said that. So let's just be very, very clear about that as well. He can criticize Kai Havertz, but by his own admission, it's personal, but can't take me critique. Make it make sense is what P. Scotty says.
I have no idea what you mean, mate.
Look, Lee can take criticism, but people are viewing
these criticism every day. You should see mate. I've got probably about 30,000 DMs on Insta I've never opened, mate. I guarantee if I did a show on them one day, 90% of them want me to jump off a cliff. But I guarantee when I read my YouTube comments on a fan cam and my TikTok comments and my Insta comments and on a post or my tweets, my Twitter comments, again, I get abused every day. I'm still here every day. So I can take criticism. And as for Kai Havertz, he's a professional footballer in an elite level sport, and I've seen 4 years of him doing nothing. But it's all right though, because it's all right to do nothing at Arsenal because the bar's low.
Put some respect on Big Angie's name. Tell Spurs cooking. I praised him on Sunday. I thought they were fantastic.
Mate, their fans are one of the worst out there, by the way. Happy Adoji Day because he signed a new deal off of the back of 14 games where they've lost and only just won a game for 6 weeks. He's had a red card in that time and scored 1 goal. English football is on the lowest it's ever been, mate. The bar is so low you can play 14 games of football and get a brand new improved deal off of winning nothing and not winning a game for 6 weeks. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And then when you have a conversation with Spurs fans about it, but he had this buyout clause in January and Man City wanted him. Who told you that? Some journalist from Football London. Oh, really? It must be true then. Alistair Gold. It must be true, mate. They'll believe anything, that lot. They believe they got their Tottenham back. Daniel Levy laughed in their face the other week after they lost to Fulham. Sat there to a fan forum and said, we got our Tottenham back. And they all clapped. Yeah,
it's crazy. For what it's worth, I love you both. You're like an old couple. I've got a lot of time for Lee. It is what it is. He's not, again, I'm not speaking for Lee here, and I'm sure he'll agree. It's not personal. Like people say I'm rattled. I'm good, mate. I'm good, bruv. I'm genuinely, I've actually had my chest has been really bad this week. And I was a little bit, I always get worried about doing that show because they get quite heated and I love it. It's probably the best I felt on a stream in about fucking 3 or 4 weeks. It's these probiotics I'm taking. They're amazing. Lee, I can't say the name again. Girona cooked, but honestly, I get this with my dyslexia. Certain words I just won't go in. Girona cooked Barcelona. You think Xavi is gone?
He will be. Mate, their fans were all booing at the end of the game. Oh, how toxic. He won a league last season. Why ain't they just backing him? He's only in phase 2. First season at the club, he won him a title. Why ain't they just backing him? Oh, yeah, standards. A bit like the Benfica fans that were throwing water bottles, at the Benfica manager mid-game. Yeah, because they were losing a game or drawing a game. They ended up drawing 1-1 to not go top. They're 1 point off of Sporting and Porto. Not good enough. Yeah, not good enough. Thousands of them having a go at the manager mid-game. Yeah, how toxic. What phase of Benfica in?
Lee could attract a broader audience by adopting less toxic approach and presenting more balanced perspective on his opinions.
I ain't interested in adopting a broader audience, mate. I'm interested in factual information about my football club, which is on its arse. Yeah, 31 years no League Cup, 30 years no winning European competition, 20 years no league title, and soon to be 4 years without an FA Cup. Why is everyone so happy? And if people want to get in their feelings about factual information, cool. Go and listen to people lying to your face like other channels.